Today, I officially am going back to college after a year of medical leave. Honestly, today was really difficult. Good Monday afternoon, everyone. Last night was a bit of a conundrum. So that pain I was discussing with y'all yesterday, Harlow, lay down. It's right here. My feeding tube is here, the pain is here. It got pretty bad. It hurt a lot when I inhaled and I couldn't stand up straight. It was so painful. And since it seemed to be correlated to my breathing, we went to the emergency room just to make sure nothing serious was going on. They did imaging, blood work, a few other tests, and thankfully everything looked good. You know, I just didn't want to risk waiting in case it was something that needed to be addressed, especially with my surgery coming up in a week. Don't want to risk postponing it. Anyways, everything looked good, but the pain is still here. Not as bad as yesterday though, and what we think happened is during one of my dry heaving spells, because they're pretty violent, I either aggravated the ribs, the cartilage, the muscle here, and so I'm using heat and ice and just letting it rest. But Harlow's really pushing on me. This is what she looks like right now. Anyways, things did not stop after we got home from the ER. I was hooked up to my feeds as usual, and sometime in the middle of the night, the tubing got disconnected. And when I woke up early this morning, there was only formula sitting in my tubing, which can lead to a clog. So I flushed it, thankfully it flushed, and then I went back to sleep. I don't know why I did not think to check the feeding tube pump, but I didn't. It was still on, and it pumped out like half a bag of formula everywhere. And then this morning, Harlow's like licking herself a lot. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it's still a little dirty here, but her whole head was like caked in something. And I was just, is that blood? What, did you puke? Like, what happened? And this dog, one of her favorite places to sleep at night, is right next to me on the floor, kind of under the bed. So when the tubing fell, it fell on Harlow, and I was just like, what is this? And then I smelled it. It's my feeding tube formula. You know how I say like feeding tube formula ends up in the weirdest places? We can add Harlow to the list. So now I've been working to get this off all day, and it's just like caked on there. Don't worry, we'll fix you up. And I'm pretty proud of myself because today I was supposed to go back to Hanger Clinic for the custom AFO casting of my legs, and it's something I really want to get done. And for a moment I was going to push myself and go, and then I rethought it, and obviously that wasn't a good idea. I was talking about it just yesterday, the need to balance when to push yourself and when to let your body rest, and today is obviously a rest day for my body. I'm still hurting right here. I didn't sleep all that well or all that much last night because we were at the ER. So I'm going to rest today, and I called to cancel my appointment and they'll call me back to reschedule. But at least they have all of the paperwork from my doctor and the scripts, so they can start running things through insurance. Ow, Harlow, it's very tender there, and I know you're gentle, but please don't push your head against my stomach. And I don't know, this pain is weird. Running feeds doesn't change it. If I eat orally, that doesn't change it. It's just there. So that's why I think it's like a muscle rib type thing. But anyways, I'm okay. Amidst all this nonsense, there is some good. Today, I officially am going back to college after a year of medical leave. My online class has started. It's technical writing, which is a prereq for my new major, communications. And one of the many things I love about this major is that it's mostly all online, which is a must for me. Because imagine if I had to go into a class today, it just wouldn't work. And I've got my book here I've been reading. This kind of stuff really interests me. Developing quality technical information. Might sound boring to some people, but I like to write. I've already talked to my professor about my surgery next week, and he said it's actually pretty good timing because we don't really have any assignments due the second week, and we really start on the third week, but he's willing to work with me with whatever I need, and I'm so appreciative of that. And my disability accommodations are in order, and I'm ready to have a great semester. I'm so thankful to be going back to school because no, my health isn't perfect. I mean, I ended up in the ER last night. I have a surgery coming up, but last year I couldn't go to school at all. So progress, not perfection. Right, Hardno? I'm in bed. I honestly just rested and recuperated today. Didn't pick up the camera, didn't really talk to anyone, just gave my body exactly what it needed, and that was downtime. Unfortunately, I ended up having an allergic reaction, but I was able to stop it with IV Benadryl. It's just after that I was done with today. Honestly, today was really difficult, but that's okay because hard days are going to happen, and tomorrow is a new day with new possibilities. This pain I'm having is very unusual to me. It is definitely a new pain I haven't experienced before. I think, like I said, it could be muscular or cartilage or just the rib aggravated from dry heaving, but I took a shower, and when I took the tubey pad off my feeding tube and took the extension tubing out and I was kind of like messing with the tube, it made the pain worse. So maybe it is my feeding tube, but the imaging showed that everything was fine, so I honestly don't know. I feel comfortable enough because if there was something really wrong, the ER would have found it, so I'm just hoping it continues to slowly improve. But anyways, I'm going to bed. I'm ready to put this day behind me and focus on tomorrow. The one awesome fact of today is I am going back to college. Nothing, absolutely nothing will ever take away my drive to reach that goal of getting my degree. And I may have to do it a little differently because of my health, but my motivation will be there, and I'm so thankful to be returning to school. Anyways, with that, I will say goodnight, and thanks for joining us on our adventure.